Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jesus here with the Van Bros. Today we're gonna be doing a video about Bastion. Uh man, I don't know how I always fuck up building Bastion. But yeah. I never built it in the way that like you should probably build Bastion. Here, I'll show you. Actually, no, this one's gonna be its own thing. Deck edits. Yeah, whatever, cancel. Yeah, that's fine. Let's take a look. So, I decided today, or not today, but when was it? Yesterday. I decided to build Bastion Premium. And, because I was looking at Accord, and Accord is such an interesting card because it works with anything. It's not like the previous Bastions where you have to drive check a grade 3 and shit like that, and you know, you're not locked into the support for Bastion. And there was one card that made me look at it and think, wow, you can kind of have like a nice little attack loop happen with this. So here's the list. This is just for regular ass premium, so like no energy. And we have access to 4 of like the fuck you stride. It's not even the fuck you stride. This guy literally just says, hey, if you're running like a V or a D series like Vanguard, like don't worry, like you can still pull off some shenanigans. So the card that I was looking at that pretty much gave me the idea for the list was actually Ilted. I think that's what you say, Knight of True Shot Ilted. So the way that her wording is, her thing is, in the back row rear circle, once per turn, when your other unit is placed on rear during your battle phase, or your unit with in the same column as this unit is stood during your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard, a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Bastion or Alden in its name, you may stand this unit. If you stand at the end of the turn, put this into Soul. I thought this was super interesting. Mainly because, like, I have a Bastion Vanguard. Now, I don't necessarily have to restand anything. Especially, like, let's say I stride into a Saint of Twin Sword, right? But then I realized that, oh, so let's say I can't restand anything. I'm not on Crystal Luster. I can still pull off her ability because a lot of these cards just call in the battle phase. So like the plan of the deck list is, you know, you ride into your Bastion Accord, you stride with your stride crit or whatever, your heals, I run the 1-out mile in here, mainly because of that cheeky little Gabblade turn. Like if you go first, it's super sacky. I don't even think like, but honestly, you can search it. So it's not horrible. This guy right here searches pretty much all the important pieces that you may want. I have a different version of the deck made more specific for like the versions of premium with custom ban lists and energy, and we'll go over that one too. But this mainly is more so like true premium. Like if you were to go to a BCS, this is the list that, well, I wouldn't really play this. This is super janky. Like, but this is like something that's legal to play, I guess is a better way to say it. You have your starter, fucking this guy for shield. She's good because hypothetically she's just putting back your bastions so that you can add them back to hand and you don't have to keep worrying about Persona Ride and discarding bastions to do as effect. But even then, let's say you don't have a bastion in hand, but you have a grade 3 to stride with, you could go into any of the other strides and still pull off this restand because these two guys also do it. So this guy right here, when he's boosted, counterblast 1, search your deck for a grade 2 with a different name, call it to rear, shuffle the deck. He's once per turn, unfortunately. But Twin Sword is not. So Twin Sword really is like your guy to restand with Bastion, because you swing like with a rear guard, swing with Twin Sword, right? Boost. Twin Sword CB1 call. And then, you know, hypothetically, you might have one of her in the back row. So if you have 2 of her, the one that Twin Sword calls, she'll restand. From there, you know, you swing, do your Vanguard swing. If it's on a chord and you have a Bastion, you can discard a card to restand your Twin Sword. Now, I know that Twin Sword's only going to have 1 drive, but that's fine. But then at that point, like, you'll swing a Twin Sword after Bastion swings. And then from there, Twin Sword is going to call another unit. And she'll restand as well. You'll have cards to go into the soul, so you can countercharge with a Section Angel. That's kind of how my thought process was on the turn. Now, is it realistic? Probably not. It's a pretty heavy, like, board reliant like combo, but I think it's pretty cool. So that was the basis of this. But like, let's say we had access to energy, right? So let's go back to all the decks here. I put the KSC one because this is following their ban list. But really, like, if you were following a ban list, it's just running more Crystal Lusters. Or if you were playing D-Premium, this deck doesn't work. Just kidding. We could probably build a D-Premium version of this list. Yeah, we could probably build a D-Premium version of this list, and it wouldn't be too bad. So right here, the big difference off the bat is that I'm running this. I think this card is actually really good in Bastion, because the fact that she can, for 3 energy, look at the top 5 to choose a grade 3 card without Regalis piece, reveal it and put it into the hand, is pretty much exactly the same as the other Bastion card, except you don't have to have a Bastion Vanguard or reveal a Bastion from like Ride Line. Not only that, but she's also a 15k attacker. I think another thing too I like about her is you can counterblast to add a card from the drop from the damage zone to hand. So she has multi-purpose. I'm honestly shocked that this card found a home in Bastion, but even in my regular D standard Bastion build, I'm running her and the other guy, Balanci. Because I think it's such an interesting, it's such an easy way to just get your Bastions. But, what's it called? Pretty much the same game plan. You know, put back the pieces, add back to hand, all this other bullshit. But you know, let's do this. Let's make a D-Premium version. So let's copy and edit. Let's go to the G deck, because that's probably the easiest one to fix up. So let's get rid of anything that is not... So, no errata, so this guy's gone. This guy's gone because he's V. 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 I. And then, no erratas. Oh, and you're V also. No V cards, so this guy goes away. She goes away as well, because it's a card from V, so to say. And the starter goes away too. Let's see here. He's also from V, so he goes away. No real reason to have an alt mile, so... Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can remake this. I think I'm gonna run 4 copies of this guy now. Oh yeah, this is also from V, so this goes away. And this goes away as well. Drop PGs go away. And this go away. Alright, so let's start off with the easiest thing, which is triggers. So let's go to the main deck, trigger unit. So for D-Premium, you can only use D triggers and then regular triggers and the regular triggers are, you know, they're pre-errata, so, or not pre-errata, but the regular triggers, like let's say this one, right? Like I'll probably run like 4 copies of this, right? Or maybe not. Let's see. Let's run some stands, since we're allowed to run stand triggers. Let's also run... We're not gonna run fronts, because we don't have to. Let's run our crits. Obviously, we could just run for Blade Edge. Or, yeah, Blade Feather. Not Blade Edge, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. What else are we gonna run? We could probably run like a vanilla trigger lineup, like, you know, 4 heals. Although I do like countercharging with the heal triggers, so let's do this. Let's run 4 Flogel, like of the regular one, and then let's go heal. I'm not gonna cap. The most annoying thing they ever did was this ugly ass updated logo on the cards. Let's see, what triggers do we have? No over trigger, by the way, so in case you were wondering. So we have 2 new triggers, 2 old triggers, with Sarugal being one of them. I don't hate that. Let's see. We could probably up the amount of Dissection Angel, but I don't really want to. Let's go to... Luckily for us, if we just do 7k in grade 1, we should get some of the older stuff. Oh. That's a fuck up on their website. For PGs, we'll probably just do the original, or like the regular ass PGs, because we don't have drop PGs. Or do we go with counter charge? Perfect cards. That's the question. That is indeed a question. Let's go with... No, I think... Well, yeah, because just instead of not having a discard from hand is a lot better. IMO. Now, we're going to start to see the tough part about having a build for a clan that was not the easiest clan to build for back in the day, unless you were building 2 specific builds. But this will be the fun part. Now, I love Pack Gall. Pack Gall is such a cool card to me, but is it enough? And I don't think the answer is yes. Alright, so let's look at this. Let's clear the search conditions. Alright, what are we missing? We have 38 cards. Okay. So we're just missing 12. We're missing 12 cards. We have 9 grade 3s. So I think we're good on grade 3s. So we need more grade 1s. Definitely more grade 1s. And we need maybe some more grade 2s. I think let's up the amount of Dissection Angels that we have. And I think we're also going to go with Bradyarch. I like Bradyarch when I'm not running multiple Bastions, just because they go back to hand. Not only that, but on place. If you go first, you can look at the top card. Or if you go second, you can look at the top card and he gets 2k. You can choose to put it on top or the bottom of the deck. So I like Bradyarch in this instance. There's no ride deck, so we can't use any ride fixers. But we could also use for defense. Oh, we need to get a starter. First and foremost, we need to get a starter. We need to use a D starter as well to get the energy. So let's get the tried and true Bastion starter. The starter that everybody plays when they're playing Bastion. Let's click normal units so it's not that fucking hard to find. The tried and true Bastion starter. Okay. I know that's gonna piss some people off. Let's go find my boy. Okay, so now we need 5 cards. Okay, so we have 4, 4, 3. We could run Sir Gown. We could run Sir Gown if we wanted to. But what searches grade 3? You know, low-key, Flash Shard Dragon doesn't seem that bad. Every persona of this turn... well, that first line kind of makes it shit. Let's keep it going. How is there no order that just says add a grade 3 to hand? Yeah, I know, it's fucking broken. That's why it doesn't exist. It was a joke, so no, don't worry. I know for a fact there's no card that you know, says every grade 3 added to hand. Let's see, let's keep going here. I mean, no. The thing is, you don't discard for ride deck because there's no ride deck in D-Premium, and it is a grade 3 order. You could stride with it, but we already have too many grade 3s. Yeah, we're not gonna run it. Let's see. Let's keep it going. We could run Balances too. The only problem is we have 11 grade 1s and 12 grade 2s. So I kind of want to have a grade 1 in here. Oh, we don't even have well, that's 50. But is it a 50 that I want to utilize? I mean, I don't hate it. I don't mind running it like this. I don't hate this. I think maybe let's drop Balancy. I don't think Balancy is actually that good because we don't have a ride deck, so unless you're a Bastion, then you're not going to use Balancy. And then instead of that, let's go ahead. Grade 2s. What good grade 2s exist? Hold up. Starlight Violinist is not bad. Except because Starlight Violinist can call out Twin Sword so that we have it. And then it can also call out Brady Arc so we have it on field as well. Well, actually, can't call out Bradia because it's a grade 1. You kind of suck. Let's see. Let's keep it looking. Let's keep looking. Teeth Fault's not bad, but I need to run an order alongside it, and that's not entirely good. This is literally what I do when I build a deck. Which sucks. I wish this website just had the base rarity on there, but it's Bushiroad. They need to make sure that your deck log and deck recipes all have this specific fucking, like... They need to make sure they have all the specific rarities on it, because, you know, they, for whatever reason, they need to know the specific rarity of your cards. Oh, you know what? And we're just gonna do card name, because this gives me all the dual nations. You know what? Valtrosa, I do not hate. I do not hate Valtrosa at all. And that puts us to 50. Because Valtrosa, although it sucks because it's placed from hand, she not only puts cards back into the deck, but she can call out, if you know, once you reach grade 3, she can call out a lot of this stuff. But the thing is too, we also have a lot of utility grade 3s, which is nice, or we can use some G guard or some G units for utility. So let's scroll all the way down. Alright, so let's confirm the G deck. We'll make it 2 Mascol. We'll keep the Ultima. Probably go up to 4 Alt Mile, just because he's really good generic. We're gonna notice that there's not that many generic strides. Choose face not card your G's on turn face up. Choose a card from your hand. Discard a search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 card. Call it to shuffle the deck. It's not bad, because you could just call Twin Sword. Brave Lance here. Brave ability. This is when they start to lock him up. You are not restricted to anything, I'm pretty sure. Choose a card, put it to the side of the sauce, a card, choose a number of units. High Beast, 4,000. And 4 or more. You don't run that many High Beasts. We don't run that many High Beasts. But he can put a card from drop, so let's put 1. Fuck it, let's put 1 in. GBH, sure. You know, that first effect still works. We're not really poking, but this first effect still works. Now this is when we reach the no-no line. We need more G guards. Let me guess. This guy needs a Brave Vanguard. Choose one of your units with a Brave ability. Yeah. That's a toughie. That's the tough part. Let's see. This one's not too bad. And I think we could always go with this guy too. When in doubt, create Elemental. And then this guy for He's got Brave. And I don't want none of that. Does he have Brave too? Act once per turn. Counter Blast, Soul Blast. Use a face down cover the same name as this unit. Search your deck for up to one card with a Brave ability. Fuck you. No, I'm just joking. Not much utility, huh, guys? Let's see. Let's just take a look at what we got now. Our G zone is. Honestly, it's not that horrible. We're mainly going to be going into Aerial Divine Knight Alt Mile. We could, honestly, we could do this. We could up this to 2. How many high beasts do we have? Can we just change? There's your dragon. You're a high beast, so that works. Do we have... Because we could always just utilize the triggers to be our high beasts. High beasts and hype beasts. So let's see. Let's go to main deck. Trigger. High. 4 of that. Let's get rid of Blade Feather. At the end of the day, you don't need the effect. 8 high beasts. Do we have any high beasts? Heals? Choose a grade 1 or less card from hand discarded. When this card is discarded for the cost of calling, Holy draw. You know what? Sure. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. We have counter charge anyways. We have cards that go into the soul. So I don't hate that. Ooh, do we have... Let's go to normal units, grade 1. I think the Stallion is a high beast, right? I'm not running this card either. Because you need to have a Bastion Vanguard. And that just doesn't feel good. There's no high beast perfect guard, huh? Like, no good one. I'm not gonna run the shitty one. Let's see. You're a Cosmo. Well, what are you? How the fuck are you a Cosmo Dragon? You're a horse. You are literally... Aegis Mirror Dragon. Okay, you're a dragon. By name only. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What else could we probably change up here? Maybe this is just how we'll have to go. Or we could probably drop... We could drop her to 2. Drop this to 3. And drop him to 3. No, because we need grade 2s. We don't have a ride deck. So we'll run the 10 grade 2s. So we have to make sure to fucking have our card to ride. Our ride is gonna suck. Because all these cards are good as rear guards instead. But I think in G and even V, you still had cards that didn't do shit in the... Well, D has no cards that do shit in the Vanguard circle unless they're from a ride deck. But now you can run Sir Gown. We'll run it at 3 because that's fine. But now we have more high beasts to make this guy work. GB2, choose a card from draw, put it to the bottom of the deck, reveal 6 cards to the top of the deck. Choose the same number of your units as the number of high beasts revealed until the end of the turn. Then you got 4k, and 4 more, it gets a crit. It's just there. Honestly, the main reason is just we're trying to get this guy to work, but even then, our main guy is probably going to be Aerial Divine Hideout Mile, which he's also not very remarkable. Like, don't get me wrong, this guy is not remarkable at all. But the thing I like about him is that at the very least, the front row is getting a plus 13k if you have Persona Ride. If you don't have Persona Ride, it's still plus 3. Now, it kind of blows that, what's it called? It kind of blows that, you know, we would be losing Bastion's 5k to the front row, but it's also active during the opponent's turn. But our rear guard's also getting power too, which is nice. At least she's a pretty beefy attacker. Not only that, but she's also a pretty decent booster. So in the turns that we're not able to Persona Ride, at the very least, she's still acting as our reliable booster. These guys are just there because they're utility. This to put our Bastions back. Like, one of these will exist on the board at all points throughout the game. This is if you want to countercharge. This is if you want to make sure that you don't lose your Bastions. But even then, this also works in the drop zone. So she's probably going to be the mainstay in the like back row center. Yeah, but this is a list. This is how I would probably make a D-Premium list. It's probably not good, to be 100% honest. Mainly because Royal is such a tough nation to build on. Honestly, we could probably rebuild this in Gold Paladin, and we would probably have an easier time just because Gold Paladin didn't really care about what we have as a Vanguard. But yeah, if anything, maybe at one point we could probably like I'll probably not on video, but I'll probably mess around and make a Gold Paladin version of this list. Honestly, what would we be losing? Our trigger lineup, which honestly it's just this, and this, which Gold Paladin has the counter charge and soul charge is a high beast. And they have plenty of high beasts. Like Ketchgull is a high beast stand trigger if I still wanted to run stands. This is unchanged. So all the pretty much most of the main deck works. I could probably replace Valtrosa and Twin Sword with something else, because the main game is to call something on top of or in front of Iltid to restand her. And then looking at the G Guardians, we have better G Guardians in gold that are a little less like clan, or like not clan but name specific. And we also have access to Glorious Reigning Dragon, which is a really good stride IMO. And we still have access to Gleaming Fang Armor because this is also a Gold Paladin. So yeah. But the main reason I built it like this is because I wanted to build a gold or a Royal Paladin version of Bastion, because Bastion technically in the lore is a Royal Paladin. So let's go ahead and call this thing DZSS15 Bastion D-Premium. Alright, so in today's video we have seen multiple premium builds for Bastion. We've gone over a few things. We've gone over kind of like the combo that we're mainly striving for. If you guys like this type of video, let me know. I'm always down to do stuff like this, because this is, one, pretty easy content to make, being completely honest. And two, it kind of lets you guys see how I build my decks, and I can get some critiques like, hey, maybe you should consider this while building a deck as opposed to this. the process for building a deck is different for everybody, but this is kind of how I do it. I kind of just go on deck log and fuck around until something clicks. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, thanks.